You probably already know this, but our world is filled with endless content just waiting to be consumed. But what's truly transformative is creating ourselves, what we are creating in our own lives. So, in this video, I'm going to discuss the topic that I'm sure a lot of people have already talked about, but why creating is better than consuming, or at the very least, why we should be creating more than we are consuming. Every single day, we are bombarded with new shows to watch, new things to scroll through, new streams, new things to listen to, which I would say that listening to something while doing something is totally acceptable, but that's just me. Different topic for a different day. But we're just scrolling and scrolling and scrolling and scrolling, and it's just like endless content. And what are we creating? And how many hours a day are we wasting consuming somebody else's life? It's just exhausting. Consuming can lead to things like anxiety and depression and just feeling unfulfilled in life. So creating in our own lives doesn't just fill our time. It doesn't just give us things to do and keep our hands busy, but it gives us a fulfillment, an inner joy that consuming somebody else's content doesn't really give us. It might give us this like fleeting happiness for just a second or maybe a minute, but then we forget about it and then we just feel just drained. When I had my first son, I remember I would sit on the couch, and this was 7 years ago. I would sit on the couch and I would just scroll and scroll and scroll, and he would be asleep in my arms, and I would scroll and scroll and scroll, and the hours would go by. My husband would come home from work. I would just be sitting there. I would just feel so unfulfilled. He never said anything to me about it, but I personally just felt like I didn't do anything, because I didn't do anything. Like, let's be real. Like, yeah, sure, I had a newborn baby, but I was sitting there for hours, scrolling other people's lives, consuming everybody else's content instead of getting up and creating on my own. I feel like I had to have this realization a few times. I had to sit and think and realize, feel these feelings of unfulfillment a few times. I would say actually a handful of times before I was like, Chelsea, you need to get your ish together. You need to get up. You need to hold yourself accountable, and you need to keep your hands busy and keep your mind busy, because this is not your life. Okay, this is not you. I was already into fitness, so I was doing my fitness routine again. I got back into art. I pulled out my art set and I started painting beautiful paintings again. It's not my main thing, but I really enjoy it. I really enjoy painting and being messy and getting paint all over my hands and creating things like that. I enjoy taking photos of things and creating and writing things and writing content. It's just something that just keeps me busy. My current life, what it looks like, is getting up and creating the moment I wake up, the moment my feet hit the floor at 5 a.m. The beauty of getting up that early is that I don't have any distractions, and everybody else is still asleep, okay? So I have 3 hours of no distractions, and I create. I work out, I paint, I write, I do things. I get up and I bake. I'm baking bread at like 7 in the morning. I'm keeping myself busy. I'm staying fulfilled. And then by the time I do get on social media and I start scrolling through other people's lives, like, yeah, I'll like a couple of things here and there, but I don't feel that like desire to sit there and scroll. I'm like, I have so many more important things to do. I have so much more that I want to achieve than sit here and waste my time reading things and viewing things and scrolling and liking and commenting and ranting about things I see on the internet that I don't like. I have so much more to give to the world than this, than just scrolling and consuming. So my advice to you is to just set aside a few minutes or an hour. I would say an hour. Give yourself at least 30 minutes to an hour to just have something to do for yourself. Whether that be writing or drawing or cooking or baking, or even just picking up a good old-fashioned book and reading. Just do something that doesn't involve scrolling. Whenever you get that desire to scroll, put your phone away. I am personally not for apps that like lock you out or don't allow you to use them after a certain time or whatever. I don't like that because I'm from the camp that you should be holding yourself accountable. I don't think an app locking you out or something holding you back from things is going to lock you out. That's going to create this taboo around this app that you're using, this social media app that you're using. So I personally feel like holding yourself accountable rather than letting an app dictate that for you is going to stop that. Another thing that I think is so underrated, it is so wise, and I've done this since I don't even know how many years, so many years, just turning off all of my notifications. I don't have the notifications on. They are off because I don't want an app dictating when to check things. I'm not going to let Instagram tell me that somebody's messaged me and I need to go and read it. I don't need to go and read it. I can read it when I want to read it. I don't need an app to tell me what to do. My phone is quiet and I love that for me, okay? I love having a quiet phone all day long. The smallest acts of creativity, whether that be just even picking up like a tiny little notebook and doodling or ranting in your journal. Write it down, let it pass, and then move on and create something. Do something else worth your while. When you get that desire to open up your phone, if it's not for a specific reason, for example, I'm picking up my phone to create something or add something to my grocery cart, not I'm bored, I'm gonna pick up my phone. If you're bored, I encourage you, I challenge you to go and find a hobby. Go touch some grass. Go outside. Go breathe some fresh air. Go meditate. Go play with your kids. Go play a board game. Go play a card game. Don't pick up your phone just because you're bored. Don't pick up your phone just to scroll. I have found that the less time that I'm scrolling on my phone, the bigger and more clear my vision gets for my own life. If I am using my own creativity to inspire me, when I'm going on Pinterest to make boards and create things and get ideas for things, I have such a clearer vision of what I want more than like if I'm just scrolling to scroll. Do you know what I mean? I do believe that there is a healthy balance with consuming and creating. You just need to do it wisely, and you need to get that consuming ratio in check before even trying to create a balance. You need to just cut it off cold turkey and just learn to live without it and really enjoy your own life. I have left Instagram and social medias before for like months at a time. For Facebook, I think I've left one time for like 2 years, came back. I feel like a lot of people have this idea that if you're not on social media consuming and posting things or reposting things, that there's something wrong in your life, and that's not necessarily true. The less I'm on social media, the more I'm actually living my own life, the more I'm creating in my own life, the more that I am striving toward the vision that I have for my life. Once you get that in check, you no longer have to consume because you're bored. Then I think you can start setting timers for yourself. And you can say, okay, I'm just gonna sit back and I'm just going to mindlessly scroll, but I'm gonna set a timer. And I'm gonna set this timer for 10 minutes. And the way I do it is I will go in my iPhone and I will set the timer so that when it goes off, instead of it going like a ding or a noise, I just have this screen go black. So that as soon as the screen goes black, I get up and I go back to whatever it is I'm doing. Usually I'm in the kitchen cooking something because I love being in the kitchen. So that's usually what I'm doing. So I will let the timer go off and I will go right back into my kitchen to do my thing and get back to my real life. But this brings me to my next point. I'm not just mindlessly consuming anything. I'm not just scrolling and viewing things that hurt my heart or get me angry and riled up. I have gone through my entire explore feed on Instagram and I see nothing but things I want to see, things that bring me joy, things that inspire me. So the next step is to, when you are mindlessly scrolling, you want to tailor what you are viewing based around what you want in your life. So if you don't want to see ugly, horrible, just emotionless things in this world, then skip past those things. If you don't want to feel those angry, I want to rant about something and I want to argue with somebody on the internet, scroll past that. Tell Instagram that you don't like this content and dislike it. You can click on the little image and you can hit dislike. I don't want to see content like this. Or just block the whole account. Like, you can say, I don't want to see content from so-and-so's account, and it won't show you anymore. Make sure that you're following accounts that only inspire you. If you want to watch something that's going to give you knowledge and inspiration to do something with your own life. You don't just want to view things and then go and do the same exact thing you were doing, or view things that really aren't bringing you anything, that aren't giving you value, because that's useless, mindless consumption. I encourage you to leave this video today with an encouragement to stop being a passive consumer and create. It does not have to be creating content for the internet necessarily, but if that's your thing, then that's your thing. You want to just create for your own life and live in your own life, because it is so much more fulfilling than consuming mindlessly and scrolling. So after this video, close it and go create something. With that being said, I hope you all have a wonderful day, and thank you for watching. Bye.